What's going on, family? I'm very stoked to get into another request from our good buddy Terry today. Today he's got to check out another new artist to the channel, Becky Langan. I hope I said her name right. Song is called Roadie. He told me to make sure that we read the description, so I'm going to go ahead and read that real quick. And it says that the Roadie is the 5th track up of the album Road to Rebirth. Looks like this song was premiered back in February on the 25th. It was written for my love, James, who I've had the pleasure of sharing 16 years of my life with. Not everyone meets their soulmate in their teens. It is so unique and a beautiful experience that can never be replicated later in life. You evolve together, you're tested over and over, but it never breaks. Forever grateful and forever thankful. So much love for this beautiful human. So this song apparently was written for her husband, who apparently she met as a teenager. So that's pretty damn cool. Like she said, that is a very rare thing for someone to especially make it 16 years into a relationship with somebody that they met probably in their more formidable years, if you will. I have met people in my life. I have met people actually very close to me that are in this very same situation and are still together today. So shout out to anybody who was able to do that. And it's like I said, it's a very beautiful thing. And the fact that she just wrote a song for her husband in this way has been great. Or the love, her love. I don't know if they're married. I don't want to put that on them. Some people don't believe in that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, to each his own, as long as they're happy. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and check out the Roadie. been trying to let her cook on this, but without pausing it. But man, like every time that she switches it up and just does like a different little beat and stuff like that, it's just been so amazing. And like it's been extremely beautiful. Like I think the first thing that I thought of was just like, wow, like it's just like another one of those great examples of just kind of really getting sucked into something. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you go to listen to this, like you're going on the journey of it. You know what I mean? And there's like the song is called the Roadie, and it's like it's almost like different stops along the way. You know what I mean? Where like a roadie would, you know, be along the stops along the way, where it's like just multiple kind of songs kind of added together. And this last little one, it's hard to know which ones are just gonna like punch you in the gut and like where you just feel it all. Like, you know what I mean? Like this last little one has been kind of that for me for sure. Okay, so again, if there's lyrics in here, it does not matter what I'm about to say. It does not matter what I'm about to say. What I'm trying to say is, and I've talked about this on the channel a few times, is that, and I literally talked about it earlier on the stream, where the music that you hear is always telling a story. And that it's always supposed to, you know what I mean? Especially when someone is like creating it this way. Like when you like, even we can talk about electronic music, we can talk about adding beats and synth noises and all that kinds of stuff too, and it does the same thing. But when someone's doing something like this, there's emotion within it. There are lyrics that are within that, even if they're not even written down. You know what I mean? There's a story being told just from the music and the sound that you're hearing. And we read that part in the beginning about how she wrote this song for her husband. And like I said, even if there are lyrics in here, this entire 4 minutes that's led up to this, as you can feel all the emotion. You know what I mean? Like, especially knowing the backstory, you can feel that. You know what I mean? I could hear and feel something in that, not knowing the backstory, but now knowing where that comes from, it makes more sense. You know what I mean? It ties the two things together, at least for me in that aspect. Like, again, like I said, there might be some lyrics in here where we might be getting very much specific, a little ahead of our time here. But it's been 4 minutes. We haven't said a single word yet, but we've heard all the emotion in it still. You know what I mean? And that, again, I feel like I say this a lot on the channel. That is the power of music. That is the power where, like, sometimes when you don't know how to say or express things, music can also do that. It can show, and that's what art is. You know what I mean? And music is an art form. You know what I mean? A lot of us associate music separate from what we consider the classic arts, if you will. But it's very much probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, art form that there is out there in the world. But we don't really consider it that way. We're very open to critique it very harshly when we don't like it. You know what I mean? And obviously here on the channel, we try to go against that kind of ideology. So we're here to support, and we're here to love and praise what this kind of stuff is. All right. All the way to the end. I thought that was very emotional, man. I know I spent a lot of time talking about how like you can just kind of feel a lot of the story being told. I felt like through the song itself, and there was like this one part in there, like right there towards the end, where like it almost choked me up because like I feel like you just kind of hear like some of the sadness in it, and like I said, I think what I took away from this is, you know, the idea of like the roadie was like, you know, the different stops along the journey. And, you know, she said in the description that they were, at the time that she wrote this and all that they were together for 16 years. And so I'm sure that, like, you know, like she said, and even in the description that you learn and you grow together, and that sometimes times are going to be really difficult and really tough. But it's just one of the steps along the journey, you know what I mean? You know, I've had somebody, a good friend of mine, like tell me recently about like, you know, no matter what you're going through, it's all temporary. And that the best days are still ahead. And I think sometimes in life, just really just in general, it's tough for us to look past those days when everything just is dark and cloudy, even just beyond the idea of relationships. But life is the full journey, right? And I think that person was right when they said that, like, you know, the best things that are yet to still have happened. Because, you know, great things have still have happened in your life, but it doesn't mean it's the greatest thing that will ever happen in your life. And I think sometimes we think about things like that in that aspect. Well, oh, the greatest day of my life was when X happened. But there's always going to be a next greatest day of your life too. Even if you don't know what that's going to look like. But that's all part of the journey, right? And I guess I'm just talking to myself today because I feel like I needed to hear that message, because I feel like I'm having a hard time thinking positively about that kind of message itself. That everything is just temporary. And that the best days are still ahead of you. Appreciate you, Terry, for introducing us to this artist today. I'd definitely like to check out more from her music, for sure. I don't know if everything she does has no lyrics. If she doesn't, that's cool. Wouldn't be that she's not the first person on the channel that we have supported in this way. So, again, yeah, I would say that if you could get this kind of response out of me on our first listen with no words on it, you got something special for sure. I like this song quite a bit. Again, it's another great song to get lost in. So thank you again, Terry, for the request. Be kind to a stranger today. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room for you.